Hello, Agner. This is the other kind of bookbinding I know how to do, which is just a sewn bookbinding, which is just with like a folded cover like this. And then what you need to do is take something thin in nature, and I'm going to use magazine pages, and mark out some sheets to go inside. And obviously you're going to trim these later to fit, so nobody cares if they're perfect. It just doesn't matter at all. And then you want to cut out, you know, as many papers as you feel is interesting for your little thing. And just sort of check for thickness, too, as you go along and you get some pages. I'm going to cut out a couple and show you what it looks like. In this kind of book, the pages are going to nest together instead of being like folded on top of each other. So you're going to lie one on top of the other, and then ultimately lie it in here where we're going to poke holes here and here. Okay, so now you've got your little pages, or however many you wanted to cut out. And we have like a lot more work to do here. We're just getting set up. And then normally what you would do is open it in the very center and you would punch holes. 1, 2, and 3. But I don't have an awl with me, or a hole punch for that matter. So William had a bright idea, and we're going to use some teeny scissors and see if we can't cut a just a little wee triangle. You know, because that's all I really need. So here we're doing it live on air. I'm sort of sawing through. Oh, I've made it happen. And that's, oh, it has happened. That's brilliant. That's brilliant, because we need to stitch through it. Now I've made, like, that's way too honking big of a hole. I'm going to try to get that enlittled so that we can make a better binding. But this is quite tremendous. Now, I am going to decorate and do fantastic things to these here pages still. So we still will have to repeat this for the cover of the book. But boy, oh boy, I think that might be just successful. Okay, it didn't cut all the way through. But we're going to work it out and see if we can't do it from this side too. Okay, cool. Okay, so that took some fiddling, which we would normally do with a real awl, but we got a pokey tool that's helping us just really make 3 good and awesome holes. Okay, and then you want to get a needle and thread it with literally any kind of thread. Okay, I chose purple embroidery thread. I put it on just, this is a darning needle, but you could obviously use a proper bookbinding needle if you had that. I'm going to pull it on, nope, I'm not. I'm going to put it on downward through so I can hold a teeny tail, enough for tying with my wee finger. And then I'm going to come up. Pull it up again, and this time you're going to go along and then up through the middle one more time. And when you're choosing to cut your length of thread, you want to take 3 times the height of the book, and that'll give you a ton to play with. Cool. And then you just take this and knot it very carefully, and voila, we have a little bound book. Now we're going to do other things to anchor it and make it groovy and make a cover. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Because these are magazine pages, they're super slippery, so I'm going to anchor this last page down to the back of the book. So you're just gonna slather, get it slathery, super slathery. Some glue all around there. And I'm just using a facial applicator, by the way, for my glue. And I find that, girl, it works like fantastic. It works really well. And you want to just sort of square it up and give it a nice press down so that there's no creases or wrinkles or anything like that. And then you're going to repeat that on the other side. And that helps the book stay in place and not slide around and be silly. Okay, I also made a little cover for this matchbook book that we made. So I just took really simple, a piece of drawing. This is drawing paper. Glued it, slapped it on there. You can see that it's not even really done very well. And it doesn't matter because it looks really good. And inside, I've gessoed both sides of the magazine paper so that I can now go in and draw on them and make some little designs and make a little book in the end. So it's super cute, and there's lots of different ways you can embellish these, but this is just a little simple one, and I'm going to decorate it. And why I'm super proud of this one is it's kind of ugly inside, and I don't usually make things that look like this. So it's rough looking, but a well-bound book. So I hope it will make somebody happy